I am here at the AI Summit London with Kristina Mydlar, Fintech consultant and author of The Fintech Doctor, the #1 bestseller. Kristina, thanks for joining us. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's an exciting day full of innovation, so very pleased to be here today.
Brilliant. Well, look, congratulations on the book. That's an amazing success. So we're obviously at an AI summit. Fintech is your area of expertise. Where are the synergies between the AI world that we're all discussing here at this event and the fintech world that you know so well?
Absolutely. I think these two marry very well together, given that the fintech space has always been very innovative, fast-moving, compared with, for instance, the financial services. So it's really a pleasure to explore all the opportunities, all the use cases where these types of businesses are really looking to move forward within the space. So there are loads of conversations at the moment how they can take away the client's pain points, bring in something exciting, help the users, work in a better and smarter way. So many conversations around where AI fits the best way, whether a bespoke technology is the answer to it, or whether AI is needed at all, and if not, why not?
Interesting. So do you find then that fintechs are more quick to adopt emerging technologies such as AI? I would imagine that's probably the case, but I know that, legacy banks have often been playing catch up with the fintechs. Is it still the case that fintechs are further ahead on AI adoption than legacy institutions?
It's difficult to compare because obviously both sides come from a different background. The banks, for instance, are regulated, so they really need to follow certain policies and procedures, and that's why they're much more cautious when they are adopting new technology or working with third-party providers. We can see a lot of banks heavily focused on innovation, having their own AI research teams, for instance, and building technology in-house where they see these options as a safer version of progressing matters on the artificial intelligence front. The fintechs, on the other hand, tend to adopt a slightly different strategy. They are a bit more flexible, a bit more agile. I suppose the way forward is let's go for it. Let's iterate. If we fail, we will adjust, and that seems to be working very, very well. They're also open to different types of application of AI. So I think we will see some great things coming.
So what area of AI in finance and in fintechs are you most excited about? Because we've had a lot of discussions today about the foundation model layer versus the application layer versus agentic AI just automating workflows in organizations. Is there any particular part of this picture that you're focused on and that you're most excited about?
When I have discussions with my clients, there is a really large variety of problems or issues that they're looking to solve. So it would be not just one particular area where they're looking to apply AI. The most common one I'm seeing at the moment is to boost the sales process, to work with clients, to build the relationships in a stronger way. Very often, as you mentioned, the priority is to service the clients, and that is the adoption of AI in the workflows for the operational side of teams. But at the same time, within financial services, we are very heavily focused on regulatory compliance, fraud prevention, and similar matters, and therefore AI plays a significant role, or generative AI plays a significant role when we are looking for implementation here.
It's interesting that you mentioned sales, because a lot of the conversations that we've had have not actually been about the commercial side. They've been about, automation of kind of rote, laborious workflows in the back office of a business, I guess. Whereas, sort of fewer people, it seems to have been talking about turbocharging the commercial side. Is that something that you're actually seeing much more of?
Absolutely, because if you think about it, it doesn't matter whether you're selling apples or software or any kind of a technical solution. You sell to people. You sell to people with emotion, and then you justify it with logic. So the sales process is very much at the forefront. The users need to understand why the technology is useful, whether it works for them, whether they feel comfortable using it either themselves or applying it within their organization. So it really matters. At the end of the day, it is how you present it, how you present the solution, the proposition itself.
And in your industry in particular, I suppose there are particular challenges around AI adoption, particularly, I guess, in terms of privacy and information security. Would you agree with that there are these particular challenges, and how do you kind of think about that in the world of finance?
So we look at everything from the mindset. It comes with a lot of anxieties. As I mentioned already, it's a little bit of like a therapy session at the beginning with the customers. They need to be comfortable. It is still a very new technology that is not fully understood. A lot of people see artificial intelligence in the terms of ChatGPT or Canva. But what goes beyond is not fully understood in terms of opportunities and so on. So it's the mindset. Another great area is the quality of the data. As we know, if the data that the AI works with is not of high quality, is not structured the right way, loads of biases in it, and so on, we are not going to get the desired output either. Yes. So I would say that is probably the Achilles for us, that we need to really get the right way.
Okay. And so you have a panel discussion coming up at the AI Summit, which is about ethical AI. Is that correct? So tell me about the discussion that you'll be having.
Yes, we just had the panel, and we had some really interesting conversations around it. First of all, understanding what ethical AI is, why it is important, where the main gaps are at the moment. I would say the main challenges at the moment are that companies openly put out there that they would like to adopt ethical AI, but at the same time, they don't always have the practical frameworks, they don't always have the expertise, the skills, or sometimes even incentives to apply it into the real world systems in a truly meaningful way. So sometimes it also happens that things need to go really, really wrong for ethical AI to be a true priority and to find a budget for that within the organization. So we were exploring how AI is embedded and baked in to the governance, what kind of KPIs are important for it, audit trails, what works in terms of rolling out an ethical AI project within the organization. We also deep dived into the quality of the data and how to make sure that the biases and potential gaps are not in the data sets for AI.
Okay. And so I guess bias is one big area that has been discussed across the event. Is that would you say that's the primary consideration that anyone deploying AI and thinking about the ethics of the impact of the AI should be thinking about, is the bias of the outcomes?
Definitely. As we all know, AI works on data sets. So when you're rolling out any projects, any initiatives around this, you need to be considering who is going to be potentially impacted, who you're leaving out, what is a fair outcome of a project to make sure that nobody is treated unfairly. So there has to be a lot of fairness, transparency, accountability, and also respect for all kinds of human rights when we are working on this. So as we all know, AI at the moment doesn't have critical thinking, doesn't have empathy, doesn't understand context. And those are the human skills that we need to bring to the table to make sure that we get the desired outcomes.
And do you think that AI will ever be able to replicate those characteristics that you just mentioned, things like empathy?
Not in the near future. No. I think humans are very much going to be needed. Of course, there's going to be progress. There's going to be developments within that area. I think humans are still going to be human, and we should do what we do best. AI is there to help us. It's not to fully replace us. It's still not magic, but it can definitely make our work much more interesting, take away any repetitive tasks, or bring in more efficiencies into our lives. But we should still focus on the things that people do best.
Awesome. Okay, so looking forward over the next year or two, what are the areas of technology that you are most excited about?
I think we are at the beginning of truly exploring what generative AI can deliver. So understanding what agentic workflows can mean for businesses, how to apply them, how to work with them, and how to make the most of it.
Awesome. So to wrap up then, is there anything that we haven't discussed today that you're thinking about or excited about that you want to talk about and put out there into the world?
I think I'm seeing a lot of great ideas when I speak with my clients, and I think it's the boldness to go for it and not be holding back. A great idea that can solve other people's problems, for instance, is definitely worth exploring. There's always a whole village that can help you make it happen. So definitely the courage to move forward with great ideas and exploring what the technology can do for us. I would also point out that the diversity and inclusion is a very important part of our day-to-day lives, and I would also call it as a secret ingredient for innovation. So new ideas can come from working with people from different cultural backgrounds, different disabilities, and at the end of the day, they can come up with solutions that serve every one of us.
Brilliant. Well, look, on that note, I think we'll wrap it up. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.